You guys, I'm just returning from an interview, and all I can say is the Lord is my strength. I wanted to make this video right now because I wanted to just share my raw feelings, my raw emotions, and just the questions I was asked, because I had like 2 rounds of interview and from 2 different people. So it's not like 2 of them happened today, right? And I was not expecting it to be like 2, because I just thought it was going to be like just one interview, right? But yeah, anyways, hi, sunshines. Welcome back to another chit chat kind of vlog, chit chat kind of video. You guys actually have vlogs that I need to put up, but like, I feel like the sit down videos have just been making so much sense to me lately, and it just makes me able to like really converse with you guys. Get the point? We converse in the comments, and I'm just able to share information, share insights. So that's why I kind of like sit down videos these days. So don't worry, vlogs are coming. I have tons of vlogs to share with you guys. But yeah, if this is first time here, hi, I'm Winifred Carl, a Nigerian YouTuber currently living in British Columbia, Canada. And you are most definitely welcome. Do make sure to like, subscribe, share if you find these videos really helpful. It helps me, gives me enough courage, gives me enough boost in my confidence to keep putting out videos like this for you. So please do make sure to subscribe, like, and share, and also share your thoughts in the comment section. So guys, I have been talking about support work lately and all of that, but I know that some people are not necessarily like trying to come into the country as support workers. Some people just don't want normal jobs, or even jobs in hospitality. They want normal 9 to 5 jobs. They want like corporate jobs and all of that. But anyways, there's just a similarity or questions that are usually like repeated in interviews, right? I've created a video like this, similar to this before, where I talked about like how to answer interview questions, or just questions to like expect. But I wanted to do this today because I had like an interview, 2 interviews today, and I just wanted to share that with you guys, like my raw thoughts on it, and just like the questions that was asked and everything that just went down pretty much today. It took about 25 minutes as a whole, because I know my interview was by 10, and I got there like right before 10, some minutes before 10. And then I think I was done with everything by like 10:25. So everything took about 25 minutes. So it wasn't like it was an hour-long interview, but I had to wait for a few minutes before the first interviewer. They gave me a form first. I filled the form, the same kind of questions: name, your email address, your recent education, or your recent qualifications, like in terms of your schooling and all of that. They also asked me your recent experience. So in that place, they just wanted you to mention just one thing. Like, they were not expecting you to like give them an experience from years back, or an education you finished, maybe your first degree. If you're currently doing your master's, that's what you're going to put there. I don't think they want you to put like your education that you've already necessarily completed. They don't want to know, okay, what is the recent thing that you're doing. So that's what they asked me in the form. And then they asked for 2 references, which I included there. And what else? They asked me about a phone number, more like an application form again, even though I came for interview, but they should give me an application form to fill again. And then, because they asked me to come with my resume, so I already printed out my resume. After filling it, a lady walked up to me, asked me if I was done filling the form, and then we went for the interview. So it's in the hospitality industry. That's what I applied for. Like, I've been trying to like explore, really have like experience in hospitality back in Nigeria. So that aside, so I included the experience I had from Nigeria. And then I also worked like at the stadium here. I've worked like in hospitality here for a couple of months last year, which I included. So those were the only 2 experiences I included. So and then she started asking me, tell me about yourself. You guys know this famous question, tell me about yourself. Normally I get prepared, like I literally I've done like 2-3 previous interviews before today. You guys, for you to even get to the point of being interviewed, know that your resume like made brains, right? Because you're not even going to get a message. You're going to just be saying, unfortunately, we've moved on from this process, unfortunately. But you can only get like, oh, congratulations, you've been selected for an interview, you've been shortlisted for an interview, if your resume caught their eyes, right? But like sometimes in these interviews, like the interviews go so well, right? It's so frustrating when you like prepare, in fact, over prepare for an interview, like you're on point, and then do the interview, they ask you the same questions, and you feel like you killed it, but then you start waiting for call. Like it's so daunting, and it's so frustrating when you're waiting for that call. So I'm just like, why can't you guys just tell me if you picked me or not instantly? Like, I just want to know instantly, so I just know what I'm doing so that I can move on from this. But I hear that if you do an interview and you're not called after the first 1 week, most times it's like the first 1 week, you're most likely not going to get that job. It's most likely and unfortunately. But sometimes, depending on how many clients or applicants that they got, sometimes the interview, after the interview process, it might take up to 2 weeks, or it might even be more before they even call you. So don't even feel discouraged. Maybe they're not even ready to have a new, like, they're not ready to have a new staff, but they're like, they are doing the interviews and all of those job applications and all of that, doing the whole process ahead of time. Maybe when they even need the person is probably like 2 months down the line, might not be immediately. And when you don't get the call immediately, you start feeling like you are not, good enough or something. So don't ever feel that way. Anyways, as I was saying, so she asked me, tell me about yourself. So I told her, and what I did was I talked about, you guys, I feel like I'd not even prepared for this interview, but I just like, because I've done so many interviews, not so many, but like I think I've done 2 interviews of recent. So I was able to like maneuver the questions. I talked about my work experience, how I've been, in hospitality since I graduated university and all of that. Just those basic things. I talked about it, and she was just nodding and all of that. And then she asked me why I want to work with the company. And then I just talked about the strength of the company, that something that I admire, and I love the diversity and all of that. I just thought that I'd done my research, and it's like, it's the company I would love to be a part of. I love, I just talked about the highlights, things I saw on their website and things I know the company for, right? And she was like, oh, that's good. That's why they are also there. She asked me what are the skills that I have that I feel like would be very great for the role and all of that. I talked about my skills. You already know your skills. You already know the things you highlighted in your resume. You can talk about it. And then she asked me that in my previous like experiences and all of that, what was the difficult thing, or what do I think is going to be challenging about this show? That's what she asked me. And then I talked about how I had to handle a case of miscommunication on all of that. You guys, the way I was just trying to remember everything that has happened during, because I've actually experienced things like this. So like I feel like it's easier if you actually have experience in that particular role that you're applying for. So yeah, it makes it easier for you to be able to answer questions. So don't want to be applying for roles that you know that you don't have any experience in. You now have to start fabricating things that things that just don't make sense. So whatever you're applying for, just make sure you're applying for roles that you know you can handle, because sometimes we're going to carry things that are more than us. So don't do that, please. Make sure you apply for stuff that you actually do have experience in. Anyways, after she interviewed me, she now asked me if I have any questions for her. I, of course, make sure you ask them questions. Don't say you don't have any question. Make sure you ask them questions. So I did ask her like 2-3 questions. And then she asked me what kind of skills, or would I look out for, or what would I love from a team leader. Like, I don't want to explain this, how she twisted that question. Basically, what would I love this leader to emulate or to have for, like, obviously for us to be able to work better or something. I just talked about, in that question, I talked about the person being an attentive listener, being empathetic, and you know how communication wise, like, let her know that we are a unit. Like, it's not like me versus you, or me against you, or something like that. That we are a unit, and we are supposed to like work together towards the progression of the company, something like that. But I know that she asked me a question along that line, that talking about like maybe my boss or something. What do I want my boss to emulate, maybe from me, or like kind of skill that I would want my boss to have, something like that. And then she told me that the next person was going to come and interview me for the second phase of the interview. And sometimes he also asked me, tell me about yourself. I'm like, how many times am I going to tell you people about myself today? But I didn't mind. I knew all that particular question always comes in every interview. So you always need to know how to talk about, like, how to sell yourself, or how to, answer that question of tell me about yourself, because it always comes up. And then he basically, at the end of the day, he basically told me that, oh, I enjoyed this interview. You have great energy. I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, people should not be praising me. All I want to hear is you're gonna call me, or I just want to see a call. Because sometimes they will tell you so many nice things in the interview, like, oh, it was nice meeting you, blah 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 blah. And then at the end of the day, you don't get a call, and then you're feeling like there's something you did wrong. You start feeling like, what did I do? What did I say that they did not like? I remember he also asked me, oh, is there any other thing you would like me to know about you? He asked me, oh, how would I handle a like so many, like up to 500, I have up to 500 guests and all of that. He asked me, because he's in hospitality, right? He also just basically wanted to know, like, what am I asked for transferable skills, like what kind of skills do I have, do I think would be a great thing, like would be great for the job. He also asked me, why did I want the company, why this particular company. So these are the things that they will ask you, why you want to join that particular company, what did you see in the company that made you want to, come on board. And that's pretty much it. It was a very short interview. Most of these interviews are short, so I don't think there's any interview you go for that it will take up to 1 hour, 2 hours. Now it's really very short. They just want to get to know you. They want to see the kind of like person you are, your personality, if it fits in, like want to see like how you converse and all of that. I just hope that all the things I shared is going to really help someone. Hopefully you get that interview email, because for you to even get to the point of being interviewed, being shortlisted for an interview, it means that they saw something in you. It means that like they think you're fit for the role. So I hope that everyone that is looking for a job is able to get something soon. And I hope that this video is going to like, I know that it's all over the place because I'm just literally returning and I haven't eaten today. I'm so hungry. But I hope that this video was also helpful. I just like to make it now that it's kind of like fresh in my memory before I forget the things I was asked. Even though I feel like I've forgotten half of the things I was asked, but I didn't get to like talk too much. Like I wasn't asked too many things that are beyond like comprehension. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my very impromptu sit down video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Ciao, ciao, ciao.